know all these games are important, but with the injuries that you have acquired, how important is this particular game going against a team that you know is desperate to win?
Yeah, Jim, we get the opportunity to respond from last week. I think that's the first thing that we get to do this week is to respond to a tough loss and, to make those adjustments that you have to make in the NFL when things change. I think we've had a good week of practice, and now we got to make sure that we take the field the right way on Sunday.
What happened with Keaton?
In terms of?
Setback, like he's practicing limited on Wednesday.
Yeah, we just, an individual, he kind of felt something, and so we're going to hold him out of this game, just kind of make sure that he keeps making progress, and just don't want to push it where you have a significant setback of a major injury. So he couldn't make it this week, and next week we'll give it another shot.
So you wouldn't characterize this as a major setback then?
Definitely not a major setback, but he didn't make enough progress to make it to the game.
How did GC look this week in practice?
Full speed. Looked really good, and excited to see him compete on Sunday.
You think DP will be able to go?
I'm probably going to hold DP out this week. This is his first full week of practice. Want to make sure that he has, 2 full weeks of practice with the acclimation of pads and then the conditioning. I think that's really important that you're in good enough game shape. You may be healthy enough, but making sure you're in good enough football condition. So we're going to shoot for next week when we play Cleveland. Yeah, my expectations is for him to start the game on Sunday and just try to use today as a rest day, coming off of a pretty full practice yesterday.
How was Salter looked in practice this week?
Calm, poised, strong. Excited to see him compete.
Brandon, just with going back to Isaiah Spiller, I know we talked about it briefly on Wednesday, but I think some of the fans look at it and say, the running game's struggling, draft him in the 4th round, like maybe he could provide the team the spark. What does he have to do to get there, and why not maybe turn to Isaiah?
He needs to prove that he's one of the top 3 backs, and I think he's making progress. But our running game is not the reflection of our running backs. It's a reflection of our entire offense, and so I think Isaiah is making good progress, though, like I said the other day, and the big thing is that he's in practice and that we're seeing him compete. We're seeing him in the kicking game, and when he's one of our top 3 backs, then he'll be up on game day.
Practice with Jamari, what have you seen from him on that left side?
No, Lindsay, he's got real poise. He was a captain at Georgia. You can see that. Talking to Kirby, who I'm very close with. He's a guy that really led that football team, a national championship team, and he's rugged, he's really strong, and so we know that the moment's not going to be too big for him, that he has that poise, and he's just got to get out there and play, and we're going to make sure that we play well around him. It's not going to be him out there on an island playing left tackle. It's going to be 10 other players that he's playing with, and I'm excited to see him compete, though, and when you ask me about concern, I'm not concerned about him. I know what type of competitor he is, and we're going to play really well around him.
With Alohi, I don't think he played in the second half of the Jaguars game. Is his positioning in the depth chart changed at all, or it was just like you guys didn't get to some of the packages in terms of time?
Yeah, we just didn't get to the 6DB stuff enough in the second half, but still playing well, solid for us. Still, manning that third safety role for us. And when we've been in 6 DBs so far this season, we've been successful, and he's doing a good job for us.
Going back to Spiller for just a second, I know everybody focuses on running back ability and everything, but how much does he have to make progress on teams to at least be part of the game day?
Yeah, a big part of it, Joe. Your third back has definitely got to be a factor on special teams. I'm talking about a 4-core contributor, and right now Josh is doing a really good job for us in that role. So, again, we're not disappointed with Isaiah at all. It's not that he's not good enough. We're making sure that he's ready to go, and he's still competing in practice to earn it, But this is uncommon for someone that's in his position. And again, we're not the least bit down on him, and he is progressing.
The top story in the NFL today is what happened with Tua last night, and one of your coaching colleagues is coming under some scrutiny. Do you have an opinion on that situation?
I don't have an opinion. I know that we're thinking about Tua. Anytime a player goes down like that, you're just thinking about him. And I think all of us that are in the NFL, we have full respect for everyone who's in the NFL. And so that's where, our thoughts are with Tua, and making sure that hopefully he has a real safe recovery because he's having a really good season.
Chris Rumph has been playing a ton on special teams, obviously, for you guys. Cold forward. Does his role on special teams change, considering he's going to be playing more snaps at edge?
A little bit, Daniel, but we still need him on special teams. So he's going to definitely stay in a lead role. There could be a subtraction of a role maybe, but we still expect for him to be a factor similar to Drew. Drew's a starter on our punt team, and we think that that's an edge for us. Drew's a starting linebacker for us, but for him to be a starter on our punt team, that's a big edge for us, and we feel like that's going to allow us to be the type of special teams unit overall that we want to be.
As a coach, any unfortunate flashbacks last night to what happened to Donald? Just because with Tua and the fencing.
I didn't see the game because we're working, but I know that anytime you're dealing with concussions with someone's head and someone's future, it's it's the toughest thing to see. I was able to see that up close last year with Donald, but then I had to go through it with Asante and Joey, and the way that we handled it last year with both those players and DP. And so, as a coach, no one will be able to understand what it's like to go out on that field and see one of your players like that. Okay, and it's the toughest thing to see, and we feel the greatest responsibility to keep them well. And I know, I've had the opportunity as the head coach to go through it 3 times, and all 3 times, our philosophy here and our approach is going to make sure that we're super safe, both in that moment and then the weeks and days following, months following, and as we see, it's really serious out there.
You guys losing Rashawn for the season and Joey getting hurt and the other kind of injuries that have happened, there's been a little bubbling conversation about the Chargers curse. Do you believe in curses, and do you think that's like a real thing?
No, Lindsay, curses are a part of your imagination, and when you talk about topics like that, that's just what someone wants you to believe, and the way that you change that is that you join up with the right people that don't believe that, that aren't affected by challenges, obstacles, adversity. The way you change all that is you join up with the people who know what it takes and who have what it takes. And we're excited to prove ourselves.
Any updates on, because saw Rashawn in the locker room yesterday, but just any updates on surgery for Joey and Rashawn?
Yeah, Joey had successful surgery in Philadelphia with Dr. Myers. He's still there now, successful, one day closer. And, like I said, we got good news because, we're looking forward to seeing him at some point this season. So he's on the road to recovery. It was successful. And, again, we'll keep you posted as we go.